Good day, hi, good morning, good evening, good night, beautiful people. Long time no see on the world of webs, internet, YouTube. Hello. So we're gonna get into the video quick and fast. This is not gonna be a long video, but I've been doing some thinking and I just wanted to share my thoughts. So, welcome to the Soul Work Project Diaries, where I'll just be having some video diaries, just sharing thoughts that I have, and they're like little diary entries. Um, Excuse me if you hear any noise in the background. That's my washing machine, and it's pretty loud. I just wanted to come on here because I started. Oh my God, I don't remember her name. Forgive me, but I'm going to include like a picture of her page here, and her, this YouTuber, as well as Dr. Brianna Whiteside. Both of them are people who I relate very strongly to at this season of my life. And because I relate very strongly to them, I watch, their videos. And as I was watching their videos, the thought, inspiration versus entertainment came to my mind. And I had this thought initially when I was on TikTok and I was doom scrolling, just waiting for the next video to give me that I want, but finding it, but still looking for more and for more, like that dopamine rush. And I realized, a lot of times we say, well, I'm on here for information or inspiration or so that I can grow in knowledge and stuff like that. But I have noticed that we have a culture, a pattern in our society today in which we use what we once drew inspiration from, as a form of entertainment. What once was a way to express our creativity became entertainment for us. And now there's a very thin line between what is inspiration that drives us to action and what is entertainment. And I think that line lies within our minds and whether or not we commit to action after we have indulged in something that could be either entertainment or inspiration. And I found that in myself, I have taken a lot of people and a lot of my inspiration and made them mere entertainment. And that has put me in a position to start and stop, and not commit to anything that I really want to do because of comparison, of complacency, because of, just not really committing to myself. And that delves into another topic of self-trust. As a Christian or a believer in Jesus Christ, we are taught to trust God, trust God, trust God. And we're in some manner, among some groups within the Christian community, we are taught that trusting in yourself is like a big no-no. However, then we have people who may trust and believe God, but I feel like it's so hard to trust and believe God when God is in us and we are in Him, when you cannot trust in yourself, the God in you, like God, the one true God who is also in you. And that's a whole nother tangent, a whole nother topic for a different day. But I just wanted to, just touch on that to be careful of your inspiration becoming merely just your entertainment, to be careful of allowing what you once saw as something to drive creativity in you as something that you just look at for fun, or even passively. It's not even for fun no more because you're inundated with so much information online, scrolling and stuff like that. Just be mindful, mindful of what you take in. And now that I am taking a break from social media, Facebook, I stopped using Instagram a few years ago. And Facebook and TikTok mainly, and very much slowing down on YouTube Reels, I realized, oh my God, I have so much time in my day to do so many different things. And the things that I've wanted to do, like making videos or reading a book or doing a puzzle, the things that I counted as hobbies at a time, now I finally found time to do them because my mind is not looking to be filled with entertainment. Instead, I'm looking to be fulfilled with action. And I won't say that I don't have the urge at times, but when I have the urge to scroll, I notice that my brain automatically is saying, well, you have this thing over here to do. How about we do that? Like, for instance, I don't really have like a YouTube setup or anything like that, but I have a book that I just got downstairs from my apartment's little library. And it's called Design Your Life, How to Build Your Life, How to Build a something life. My phone is covering it. A well-lived life, a joyful life, by Bill Burnett and Dave Evans. And I believe it's going to be a good read. I started reading the first few pages and I like it so far. I say that to say this book that I have in front of me, whereas I would scroll and I would have picked up this book and just let it just sit, like I have several books over there sitting. Now there's so much time on my hands that when I want to scroll, because I can't, because I'm challenging myself not to do that and to form discipline in me, I am getting up and I'm reading. Or for instance, exercising. While I would get up and go on my phone in the morning, instead I'm getting up and exercising. And I think what I would do was I would get on my phone to look for inspiration, to look for the motivation. But it's not that. It really isn't when you think about it, because it has not driven me to action. It has become entertainment, something that I see myself wanting to do. I know that I have the capacity and the possibility of getting to that point and doing it is there. However, because I am so focused on wanting to receive, wanting to visualize, I haven't given myself the opportunity to actually live it out and see it come to fruition in my own life. So I think of scripture, Proverbs. I want to put it right here, the actual number and verse, but it's Proverbs and the scripture that states the diligent hand will rule. The diligent hand makes wealth, and that diligence is to be sharp pointed and focused. And I believe that when we are consumed in a world that is not our true world, in a reality that's not our actuality, we can get off track. We are very easily distracted. Not all of us, some of us, if you relate to this video, you're here and you're watching it through. And because you are aware of that about yourself, it is very important for you to become diligent, for you to remove those things from you that would drive you to seeking entertainment instead of driving you into action. I even think about, the scripture that tells us to guard our heart above all else, because out of it flows the issues of life. And even the scripture that says to put on Christ and give no provision to the flesh to fulfill its desires or its lusts. And I'm like, I thought about it in terms of like eating habits, because a lot of times we deal with gluttony and we may not see what we're eating. And even eating has become like a form of entertainment. All these types of foods and new food combinations and stuff like that have become forms of entertainment. We don't realize that we are given provision to our flesh to fulfill its desires, and we are not putting on Christ in a way that drives us to do things that lead to life and that more abundantly. So at this time, pays to be very careful about how we are spending our time. Be very careful about what we are allowing ourselves to be given over to. And even the things that seem harmless in the moment, we have to be careful and recognize that, hey, it may not be as harmless right now as we think it is. Because I remember when I first started, I went on a little social media fast, and for 2 days I couldn't focus. Even today was a little bit of a struggle. I couldn't focus. I couldn't think straight. I was irritable. I was just, I could not even function. And I thought, was my period coming? PMDD. I thought it was that. But it wasn't. It was actually the fact that I was having almost, you could say, like withdrawal symptoms from not being on social media. It's bad. It's really that phone. So, with that in mind, I am enjoying this experience and of not being on social media. The ones that create a problem for me: Facebook, TikTok, and limited my time on YouTube to live in the present. Like, you're there looking at me, but I'm here looking at my apartment. I can't see you. You are in the future. I am presently here. And I think that once we realize that our present is different from other people's present that is presented through a screen, then we can really look into ourselves and our world and our life and realize, hey, I need to be here. It's not that you cannot be there or here and there at the same time, but you need to be where you are more than where other people are, if that makes sense. So, just a little tidbit, and that's pretty much it. Bye.